Polling is the most effective mechanism we have for predicting an election result. It is also incredibly imperfect, which is why a headline like this really winds me up. I know it's not saying Harris will win, and it's basing the headline on its own data at least, but we also know these days that people rarely read past the headlines. So something like that, it's, just too definitive for my liking, certainly. Now, the one thing in this poll's favour is that it is a poll of only the swing states, the ones which will decide the election. And if you've watched my first Road to the White House video, the one which I actually called Don't Believe the Polls, you will know that swing states are what matter. Nationwide, popular vote polls mean nothing because they don't decide who wins. And here's a few other things to think about when you're reading the latest polling news. First of all, how big is the sample size? Even the major ones like the New York Times Siena poll are only comprised sometimes of 1,000 voters, which really isn't much in a country the size of the United States. And it can take more than 50,000 calls just to get to those 1,000. You think about how many times you've ignored an unknown number on your phone. And there's also the risk of overcorrection. The fact that the polls were so wrong in 2016, and actually even more inaccurate in 2020, well, they don't want to keep making those mistakes. And I want to be clear, I'm not here to malign the work of the pollsters. Their job is tough. It's like predicting the weather. You can still get it wrong, despite all the data and modelling that you have. It is how these polls are interpreted and presented to the public by the media, and then the public's willingness, or otherwise, to factor them into their decision-making. The election is not decided until it is decided, and it's only decided by people voting, not by what the polls say.